welcome to another Mad Hatter Reviews. Let's talk turtles for once. All right, let's take this channel in a new direction. Let's be bold. let's let's start exploring the subject of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heat Boys. Heat Boys is the company. They have, I guess they're revealing at Tokyo Comic Con these new turtles that are coming out. And Heat Boys are the ones that do those big mech turtles. I'm going to do a review on at least one of them to see what it's all about. See if there's something that I'm missing. But they have these. There's nothing mech about these. Just not standard turtles, but closer to like standard turtles. And they have them in grayscale. They look good. Okay. Now, I've said this before. Turtles. This is like the heyday of turtles. This is like the golden era of turtles because they're getting representation left and right, different scales. 1/18 scale. You want beefier ones, great. You want smaller ones, great. You want whatever. Like the market is so rife with turtles and different companies that are making turtles that you have your choices now. You can pick and choose. But there's also like the negative side of that, okay? Saturation. You know what I mean? How many turtles is too many turtles? You know what I mean? It's like, this is a license it's a great license, but it's like buyer beware of whoever picks this license up moving forward, because you better be doing something that the other guys are not doing. Let's go through these real quick, and then I just want to expand on that. So you got Leonardo right here, and they look like they have the ability to be a little more armored up than your average turtle. He's got some samurai gear. He's got the kind of the one shoulder. I'm always a fan of the one shoulder. All right, I don't know. Maybe it's like I'm programmed from like Warcraft days, but like there's something about having the one shoulder exposed that is always interesting to me. And then he's got the stuffs on the thighs, protecting the outer leg, and then just a bunch of stuff there. They look good. I mean, they're much more humanoid, not as stylized with like the big feet or the super like beefiness. I mean, they're beefy, but like not like it's not like that that other Lingjun turtles beefy. They look more like standard human body. Here's Michelangelo. He's almost got like, it's not a fanny pack, but like a shoulder bag. Not almost. It's a shoulder bag, and he's got his nunchucks. He's got the headphones, and there's like a creepy smile under there. I don't know if you could see it, but there's that. Then you got Donatello. Of course, he has to have tech on him, and there's only so many ways to skin a cat. All right, and then finally, my guy Raphael. All right, he's kind of scarred up. He's got that scar. A lot of people I see that they like to do like the cross scar now. The faces look pretty good. He'll probably have a do-rag head or something like that. And there's some feet protection as well with Raphael. Okay, maybe he's having problems with foot soldiers always attacking his feet. So Heat Boys is coming out with this. Again, I have not had any Heat Boy stuff, so I don't know. I can't speak to the quality of this, but here's what I would say. I'm going to give you a tip now. All right. I'm just going to give you a tip as a consumer that buys Ninja Turtle products. It's not, I'm not just going to get anything Ninja Turtles. Even stuff that I review, sometimes I just kind of borrow it because it's like I might not want it. But if you do really want to appeal to the people that, buy Ninja Turtles, you have to be doing something different. Okay. And to me, I think that an open slot in the market right now is a line of turtles that are super, super articulated. I'm talking about like Mafex style articulation. I have the Revoltech ones. They're pretty articulated, but they are also older. And I think now, with now technology, I think you can make even more articulation in like a turtle. So that to me is still the slot. Now I don't know if these right here, these Heat Boys, fulfill that mandate, okay, or that not mandate or that desire. They look like there's like an ab crunch there. I'm looking on the Raphael, but sometimes like those ab crunches, they only like go like a wee bit forward. Um, me and my friends were kind of talking about this in terms of like articulation. Ninja Turtles is it can be more difficult because of the shell. All right, you got this big old shell behind you, and then so what that means is, if you're trying to like arch him backwards, you're gonna have a little bit of a hard time because like the shell is gonna get in the way. If you want to arch him forward, also because sometimes the shell tends to attach itself all the way from the top to the legs. One of my buddies did have a sort of like an idea that maybe the shell detaches at the waist. So like if you want to move him all the way forward and crouching down, you can do that because the shell can maybe just like stick out there, and then you can kind of like separate the waist. All in all, I think, or things like even like the head being able to. So if you crouch him down, and he's, how like Raphael gets into those super crouch poses, the head has to then move up, like all the way up to like accommodate for that. Whether that is on a double neck joint where you can basically have the guy like crouch down but look up, that's a very underrated move. Okay, they do that there's Spider-Man figures that do that. There's Wolverine figures that do that. I've always said that why not make an extra head where the hole isn't at the bottom, but the hole is like at the side, or the like the back side of the head. So the hole would be right here. So that way, if you want a head looking up, you pop that one on, and like that is basically just looking up as much as you need. Nobody seems to make that. Okay, maybe I'll have to make that in the future. Okay, although maybe not with Ninja Turtles, but I think you need to. I think the next turtles, I think, to stand out in the market, other than design, okay, because all of these guys seem to hit real heavy on design, all right, which is great. Their design is great, the aesthetic is great. There's a lot of like, there's realistic takes, there's very stylized takes, but like, I'm talking about somebody making like the definitive articulated turtle and figuring that out. The shell, by the way, you could arch the shell back if maybe it can be separated a little from the body, and that way the body can, if you wanted to arch back, it can kind of like even like arch into the shell a little bit. Maybe the shell can be segmented too, so it can kind of like if this is like the whole shell and you go backwards, you can kind of do this, all right? I know that doesn't make perfect physics sense, but you look at like the Ninja Turtle movie, those guys were able to move in those costumes because there was some give, okay? So maybe they're not hard shell turtles. Maybe the shell can be a little softer. It's all comic book anyway. You know what I mean? If you're going to analyze it that hard, it's going to be difficult to do anything. But I think you can do things with the shell and articulate things like the shell, articulate the front. They have those segments there. You can just find those spots in there and really go for it. I think the company that really goes for it with the turtles and says, we're going to make the most articulated turtles there are, I think they will see dividends. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That to me is something, and by the way, that applies to the villains too. A Shredder that you can go crazy with. You know what I mean? NECA, as much as I love them aesthetically, all their humans in Shredder, they have that torso that is one big trunk. Okay, and it's just like, Shredder should be able to, you got that famous Mirage image where he's just kind of like crouched down and looking up. Again, you can't do that. You can't do that with that Shredder. So I said that to say that like that's the next slot to be filmed. These are cool. I'll be honest, I'm not like super like, oh my God, I have to get these. They're fine. You know what I mean? Maybe when they're colored up, it'll be different. But I think articulation is to me the next gap in. And again, I have the Revoltech. They're cool, but they're older. And I think somebody now can do something that's even more articulated and better in that sense. Okay. To me, whenever I judge an action figure, it's paint, sculpt and articulation. And, it'd be nice to be like, these are turtles that you can do everything with, all right? Even at the sacrifice of some aesthetic, okay? I think it's fine. So, yeah, wanted just to talk about this turtle, spotlight these turtles, and just, there you go. There you go, companies. Free advice from a turtle fan, for a giant turtle fan that would buy the shit out of turtles that I could do everything with. Okay, and I mean everything. Wink. I don't know what that means. That's just creepy. So that's all. Comment, subscribe, drop me a like. See you next time. Bye bye.